Excited you are here with us today. We have the incredible Michael Lafido here today. So excited to have you, Michael.
Thank
Thanks.
you. I'm thrilled. This is going to be great.
Yes. So Michael and I met a few months ago, and he was telling me about what he's done here in the community. And we just had perfect synergy together, which is why we're so excited about this partnership together and how we can really make an impact in the real estate world.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it better. Absolutely. We're about, both of us are about raising the bar and bringing more value to our industry, which in turn helps the consumer. And if the consumer has an amazing experience, well, then that's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely. So we would love it if you guys would share where you're located. We've got people joining us now pretty consistently. I would love to know, like, hey, where are you located? Because you never know. We're always looking to refer business to our fellow associates that really have the same value proposition. And if you want to, go ahead. There's three little buttons at the top right hand of your face, and you can change your name and also put your location of where you are. I will do the same for you right now so you can kind of see I'm in Southwest Florida, especially in the Naples area. Naples, Florida. Awesome. Thank you. We've got Henderson, Nevada. Awesome. California, Miami in the house. More Vegas. I love it. Awesome. Good. We've got Tuscan, Arizona. Great. Boca Raton. Hey, Terry. I haven't seen Terry in forever. Good to see your face. Great. Awesome. 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 Thank you so much for joining us. Some of your faces look familiar. I think I even saw them yesterday on a training, so that's good. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. We appreciate it. And we do love seeing your face. So if you can be on camera, that would just be awesome. All right, let me go ahead and let some more people in. Those of you that are joining us, let us know where you're located. We would love to. Hey, Charles, we got Gilbert, Arizona in the house. How's it going, Charles? Good to see you.
Life is good. We're road tripping to Sonoyta today, wine country.
Oh, awesome. Love it. Love it. Love it. Is the weather turned in Arizona? Is it starting to cool down?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank
bring some
God.
of that cool to Florida, please. I'm like
Yeah.
dying over here. I had a sweater today and I was like, forget that. I'm taking that sucker off. Oh, good. Well, hopefully that cool weather will start heading our way. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I would say we got Dallas in the house. Hey, Susan. All right, Michael, let's go ahead and dive in. I believe you should have screen share
Yep.
capabilities. We want to respect your all's time, but I'm going to have Michael take it and lead with it for us today.
Perfect. So one of the things we're going to talk about is how you can increase your average sale price. I like to say working smarter, not harder. My name is Michael Lafido. I'm the founder of the Lux designation and author of the best-selling book, Secret to Top Luxury Agents. And we're going to be sharing with you guys best practices here. But before I do that, this first slide is well, I guess I'll share with you my backstory really quick. I won't bore you with too many details. I'm going to share my screen here. And my backstory is I was a former high school, uh, full-time high school teacher and part-time real estate agent. And then the light bulb went off, right? And I said, man, I could be making a whole lot more money working smarter, not harder than just coaching and teaching. And I was a part-time real estate agent at the time, and I didn't make a ton of money part-time, and I was okay. I was single at the time. And I remember my first listing. How many of you remember your first listing? It wasn't this big, huge condo building. It was a little condo within this building. And then we eventually got up in those upper price points, and you'll see a couple of those in our marketplace. The one on the right we just sold this year. This was on the backstory of TV show Empire that was on Fox for 6 seasons. This was Terrence Howard's house. So again, we do these trainings all across the country. This was the Nashville mansion where I taught my luxury designation training. But I like to say real estate agents is kind of like the evolution of an agent, right? You get your license, you're excited, maybe you join a team, and what do you get? Your team leader or your the floor calls, you get those rental leads, maybe the entry level buyer leads, and very few agents increase their average sale price and focus on the upper price points. Now, a few weeks ago, the Mega Lotto, I think it was $1.5 million, excuse me, $1.5 billion. I think somebody from Texas and Missouri won it. And their financial advisor would say, hey, man, you got all this money. Great, but we got to diversify. We need some long-term, some short-term risk, some capital, keep some liquid cash. And we also need some longer investments. So no different than you as a real estate agent. So here we are in October. And if you were to look at the homes that you've sold this past year, chances are most of them fall into these 5 buckets. But most real estate agents, they sell in the starter or bucket number 1 entry level. Bucket 2 is the average price point for your market. And very rarely do agents focus on buckets 3, 4, and 5. And so I'm going to share with you guys 3 big takeaways today before I hand it over to Heather. And those big 3 takeaways. Number 1 is your foundation is key. It's basically another name for your foundation is your mindset, right? So what do you focus on? You know, Daniel Caine says people would rather do business with someone they like and they trust rather than someone they don't, even if this likable person is offering a lower quality product and service at a higher price. So my question to you is, what can you be doing to build relationships, go deeper with relationships, as well as expand your database and your sphere and your reach in your local marketplace? So we're going to talk about some of those things here on the first part of today's presentation. Again, I'm going to be talking on the first part of the presentation. Heather's going to take us home with some amazing things on style, design, and ways that you can bring some income in and differentiate yourself even more. I believe the fastest way for an agent to get instant credibility
Good,
for your
yeah.
database and their sphere and people that know them, like them, and trust them. And matter of fact, people that don't know them well, like them yet, or trust them yet, is when you land that first big listing in your marketplace and get it sold. It would be even better, right? But it's easier to leverage a listing than it is a buyer. Why do I say that? Because if you get a buyer and you're under contract, you know, you need to get the listing agent's permission to share the lifestyle video or to do live streams or take pictures in the home. When you have a listing and you get the seller to give you the okay, every time you show that listing, every time you stop by, you can leverage it, and you don't need their permission every time. So it's easier to leverage a listing. So I'm a big believer, you build the listing inventory, the buyers will come. Post August 17th of 2024, I think you're going to see an increase in dual agency because the buyers are savvy. They don't want to sign an agreement with anybody until they find the right home. So again, list to live, get more listings. I'm a big believer. A sign in the yard is better than one in the car. So again, it's really important for you as an agent to build your foundation, just like a beautiful home, just like a commercial building, just like an apartment complex. You need to have a strong foundation in our business because we get kicked in the shins in this industry, don't we? You log on to Facebook today, hey, we just listed our house. Well, guess what? You sold them that house and they didn't even interview you, right? Has that ever happened to anybody? Everybody's hand should be raised unless you're a new agent. It even happens to me. It stings. But there are some things we can do to minimize that, right? So today we're going to be talking about ways you can grow your knowledge, because I believe if you grow your knowledge, your confidence will grow. And some of the things I'm going to share, as well as Heather, if you're more confident and you're more knowledgeable, then you'll bring more value and you'll get more at bats. You'll win more times at the plate. In other words, you'll win more listings and more buyers, and you'll have other revenue streams coming that you didn't even know about. If I were to unmute everybody, which I'm not going to, and I were to say garbage in, garbage, most people would say garbage out, right? Garbage in, garbage out. You see, I believe it's the exact opposite. I think it's garbage in, garbage stays. Think about all the doom and gloom the media feeds us and social media. It's toxic. Okay, so if you're going to have a great fourth quarter in 2025 and an amazing 2026 in your business, even if homes aren't selling as much, you need to positive in, positive stays. Positive in, positive stays. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out the benefits of selling high-end and unique homes. Again, higher paychecks, more profitable. Now, most people know better ROI. They know ROI is what? Return on investment, right? That's what most people know ROI. But if you see there's a little 2 there, the second type of ROI stands for return on impression. Think about it. You're going to get more clicks, more interaction, more views on your video for those upper end properties than you will the entry level. And I'm not saying one's better than the other or one's right and one's wrong. It's just the world we're in. TikTok, Instagram, you know, if you got an exotic car, a mansion, or you're attractive, you know, those are the likes and the views versus the entry level starter cars and the entry level homes. So that's just the world we're in. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Now, there are a lot of misconceptions that real estate agents have about selling in those upper price points. Number one, many people think you got to be a top producing agent or have a bunch of gray hairs before you can sell those luxury homes. That's false. Number two, you need to be wealthy personally before you can sell in that price point. False. Number three, you need to live in that gated community to sell there. False. Number four, you need to drive that exotic car, or you got to be with a certain office. And the worst one, I think, is I certainly can't compete against Heather, against Shelley, against Harold, against Charles, or there's enough luxury agents in my market. There's not room for another. And I think that's false as well. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to say, hey, how many of you would like to increase your average sale price the remaining of this year and next year by at least 30%? By at least 30%. Raise your hand. Good. Everybody's hands should be raised, including mine. So if your average sale price personally is 300 and you can get to 390 or more, that would be a 30% raise. If you're at 500 and you get to 650 or more, that would be 30%. 900 to a million 70, 30%. 2 million to 2.6 million, that would be a 30% raise. So that is my goal for people that go through our course, go through our designation, is to help them increase their average sale price by at least 30%. Now, Heather's going to talk to you here on the second half of today's training on ways you can increase your conversion, as well as ways you can bring more value to your clients and perhaps make a little bit of side income. And that's going to be coming up the second half. Now, many of you maybe have never heard of this gentleman named Roger Bannister. He was the first person to ever run the mile under 4 minutes. Do you realize that within 2 years of Roger running that mile under 4 minutes, that 37 others did it as well? It wasn't because Nike came out with this comfortable running shoe or Gatorade was invented. It was because if Roger did it, so can I. So because I'm going to be telling you my story, Michael Lafido, and Heather Caine's going to tell you her story. If Heather can do it and Michael can do it, so can you. Well, yeah, but Heather's in a nice luxury market. Well, guess what? You can do it. Maybe you're in the middle of Iowa and the average sale price is 200,000. Well, if we can get you to 260 in Iowa, guess what? You're going to be making 30% more. You might not be getting the $10 million listings in Naples or the multi-million dollar listings in Chicago. But again, it's all relative. So don't beat yourself up. Don't think like a real estate agent, think like a marketer. And so to recap, there's three things in my training today. The first thing is all about the foundation, your mindset. What are you feeding your brain? You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Zig Ziglar said, if you hang out with 9 dead broke people, you're going to be the 10th. So hang out with overachievers, hang out with people that are positive, are helping you get to your goals. So that's the first big pillar in my training. The second big pillar is what I call my marketing blueprint. Now, I do think you should guys get involved and give back. So I'm a member of ARIA, NAREP, the Alliance, NAREP. My first speaking gig was at WCR. I spoke at YPN's global conference in Dubai. So get involved, okay? You should get involved. Now I'm going to fast forward here, guys, to something that I think is going to be really important for today's training. I believe real estate's all about opportunities. And I think there's 2 types of opportunities. You have warm opportunities and you have cold opportunities. Warm opportunities are have-mets, people that know you, like you, and trust you. The opposite of have-mets is have-not-mets, or prospecting, lead gen, and that's cold opportunities. So for you to increase your average sale price, for you to work smarter, not harder, you're going to need more opportunities. You got to have more conversations. You got to let people know what you do for a living. Carry your business card. Well, I like the digital business card. Well, I carry both. But does your business card scream luxury? Does your business card differentiate yourself? I know I'm holding this up to a monitor, but my business card, literally, you can hear it. I mean, you could pry open a door with it. Yes, it's expensive, but it differentiates myself. I'm telling that to you because you can't be shy. Shy real estate agents have skinny kids. You can't be shy. You got to let people know what you do for a living. Talk. Don't live with regrets. Pass out your cards, ask for opportunities, and get yourself out there. So we're going to talk about cold opportunities first, and then we'll go into warm opportunities. So cold opportunities could be canceled and expireds. Okay, in shifting markets where days on the market increase, you're going to see more canceled and expireds. When homes are selling immediately with multiple offers, you'll see more for sale by owners. This is big. Neighbors of your listings. Every listing you have should attract 2 more transactions, whether it be buy side or listings. Your listings are like magnets. They attract buyers and other sellers. If you do open houses and people attend your open house, hello, it's 3 reasons people attend open houses. Nosy neighbor, looky-loo. Number 2, they're thinking of selling and they want to stack up against the competition and see how their home is against your listing. And number 3, of course, is a buyer. And that buyer might have to sell before they buy, or they can buy and then sell. But either way, you should be doing open houses. I've done more open houses since August 17th of last year than my probably previous 6 or 7 years combined. Okay, so number 3 is neighbors of your listings. Number 4 is host other agents' open houses. This is low-hanging fruit. If you don't have a listing, you should be hosting open houses at other agents within your brokerages, or maybe outside your brokerage. Check with your broker owner to make sure you can do it. Every state's different. In Illinois, you can only host open houses at your own brokerage. In Florida and some other states, I believe Tennessee, you can host at, if you're with RE/MAX, you can host at a Sotheby listing and vice versa, but check with your broker. Number 5, neighbors of those open houses. Number 6, buyers of your listings. And number 7 is your farm. By the way, number 6 right there, I think this is the lowest hanging fruit. Buyers of your listings. You know, NAR puts out these statistics every year, and about 75 to 80% of buyers were happy with their agent, and they said they'd use their agent again. But fast forward, when that person sells that home, only about 20% use that agent that sold it to them. Why is that? The agent didn't keep in touch. Whatever reason is, there's no iron cage that goes around those buyers of your listing that says you cannot communicate with them. How about sending them a message, a little handwritten note afterwards? Thank you so much for buying. I hope you're all settled in. If you need any local recommendations from painters, electricians, you name it, I have a Rolodex. I'd be happy to share it with you. And then a few months later, sending them something, just saying, hey, just checking in. Again, I'm the agent who sold that home. I know it better than anybody. If you've made some major improvements or just ever curious to see what your home's worth, reach out. Or how about this one? Hey, I don't know if you remember, I sold your home. I actually have a buyer looking in your neighborhood. Keep me in mind if you hear of any neighbors that you meet that are thinking about selling, or maybe you're just curious of what your home's worth. Please keep me in mind. These are all low-hanging fruit. And number 7 is your farm. It's cold initially, but if you touch it and you email it and you do mailers consistently, your cold farm becomes lukewarm, maybe warm. So the opposite of cold is warm. These are your referring sources, your past clients, your sphere of influence. If you have a buyer, that is key. You could leverage that buyer with letters and mailers and to neighborhoods saying, I have a buyer that's identified your home, your neighborhood. If you've ever thought about selling, please give me a call. Current sellers, current buyers, and of course, raving fans. I have about 10 minutes left before I hand it over to Heather, so I want to get through these next couple slides here. Now, maybe you remember the old song from the 1990s, and maybe I got to pull this out. I didn't have it queued up here, so give me a second. But one of the things I'd recommend for you guys is I'd recommend you leverage other agents' listings with their permission, of course. Okay, so maybe you remember this song from the 1990s. And this, I'm aging myself right now, but this song was a rap song from the 90s, and it went something like this. It's talking about OPP. You down with OPP? Well, I call about OPP as well. Let me pause that there. I talk about OPP, other people's properties, leveraging other people's listings with their permission, of course. So if Heather's in my office and Heather's got a bunch of listings and I'm a new agent, I give Heather a call. She's not expecting the call. Heather, were you expecting me to role play with you today?
No, but let's go.
Let's do ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Heather, this is Mike from the office. You probably don't remember me. I met you last year at the holiday party, and man, it looks like you're having an amazing year this year, and you got some cool listings, including the one over on Main Street there in Naples. And it looks like it's been on for a little bit, and I'm a big believer in win-win. So I want to make this a win-win, Heather. I want to work open houses every weekend. You know, I don't have many listings. And so if you ever have these listings where the sellers are on you about doing something different, but you don't want to work the open houses, please give me a ring. So I'd love to host an open house at your listing there. And I thought I'd give you a call before I called Harold from the office. He's got a nice one too. And like I said, I want to make this a win-win, Heather. So what I'm willing to do is if anybody comes in unrepresented and they end up working with me and I write an offer on to buy, I'll give you a referral fee. But it gets better, Heather. We know statistically people that come through the open houses, maybe 10% are even qualified and really want to buy that house. But if I nurture and stay in contact with those buyers and they buy in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months down the road, something else, I will give you a referral fee because you were kind of like a part of the procuring cause. So this could be like the gift that keeps on giving. So I want to make it no-brainerish, Heather. So would you think your clients would be open and you'd be open to an open house maybe this weekend or next?
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be
So,
great.
so you see what I've just done there? A couple things. If I were to reverse, number one, I told her I want to make it a win-win because I do. Number two, I offered a referral agreement. Now, some of you are saying, I don't want to do an offer that. Well, maybe don't then. But I'm telling you, if you want to make it no-brainerish for the other agent, do something different to be memorable. And number three is I kind of hit those pain points. Hey, Heather, I'm not sure if the sellers are on you about doing something different. It looks like it's been listed for a while. Because guess what keeps Heather awake at night? Why isn't my listing selling? I don't want to take another call from the seller. They're annoyed. They're frustrated. Are they going to fire me? Okay. So keep that in mind. So OPP, one of the benefits of leveraging other people's properties or their listings, that's like that's why I played that rap song, is OPP, other people's properties in the context of homes here. Number one, you can attend other agents' broker open houses during the week or their public open houses. Now, if I didn't know Heather and she was with the competing brokerage and she was hosting a broker open, I might call her like this, ring, ring.
Hey.
Hey, Heather, my name is Michael Lafido. We haven't met, but I'm just confirming you still have that broker open house later this afternoon from 4 to 5:30. Is that still going on?
It is.
Hey, Heather, would you mind? I want to make this a win-win, and I have a database. Who knows? I might have a buyer. I'm not going to promise you I do, but I'd love to promote your listing with your permission, of course, where I would tag you as the listing agent and tag the website for the home if you wouldn't mind. I'm planning on coming by. And like I said, only with your permission, and text me what you would like me to put in the post, and I'll make sure I give you some additional exposure, and I'll see you at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, that's great. How about if you just write it and then send it to me and I just approve it?
Hey, I can appreciate that. So I'll type it out. I'll send you a text, reply back saying approved, and then share any link you want me to include, okay?
That'd be great.
So boom, that's number one. Number two is you can host public open houses at Heather's listing. I already role played that. Number three, you can door knock, even though it's Heather's listing, you can door knock around there. And if I were to door knock, I'd say, hey, my name is Michael Lafido. We're going to be hosting an open house tomorrow at your neighbor's home at 123 Naples Way. Why am I telling this to you? We've been seeing about 8 to 12 people attending open houses on the weekend. Number one, I don't want to alarm you in case you see a bunch of people. Number two, your owner said, man, they'd love it if you knew of anybody. So I'm bringing you a flyer in case you know of anybody that's thinking, send them that way. But number three is out of those 8 to 12 people that have been showing up at open houses, half of them are qualified. Out of those half, most of them, for whatever reason, don't pull the trigger on the home that they go through the open house, but they're looking to buy in this area. And so I'm leaving my contact information because if you know of anybody thinking of selling, chances are I'll have 3 to 6 qualified buyers that are looking in this school district come Saturday. Boom, that's number three. You've just leveraged Heather's listing to get buyers and maybe get listings. Number four, of course, you're going to generate buyers from somebody else's listing or your own. Number five, you're going to generate listings from your open houses or somebody else's open house. Number six, you'll get referrals. And of course, number seven, I'm always looking to create social media content and do videos and highlight things. And again, I could leverage somebody else's listing with their permission, of course. Now, guys, the problem with our industry is Reader's Digest did this poll one few years back, and it came out with the most trusted professionals. And guess what? Real estate agents were just above sex workers. That's not good, by the way. So we are looked at as used car salesmen. So what can you do to differentiate and break down those barriers so you can build trust? Okay. What are you doing to build trust in your community? That's only a question you can answer, but I like content. I like videos. I like where they see me all over the place. They call that repetitive engagement. They see me at the grocery store with the lane dividers. This is probably my cheapest, best investment ever at a high-end grocery store. Their groceries are divided from somebody else's grocery with my little lane divider. Okay, so I've done it all. I got billboards, I got trucks, you name it, but differentiate yourself. So the first things I were to do, if I were to come to your market in Tucson, Arizona, or Southwest Florida, or you name it, is I would join a chamber that services the clientele that I want. In other words, the upper price points. Number two, I would invest in a mentor or coach that that gets it. And number three, I would do some prospecting and work other agents' open houses. Now I got 3 minutes left, so I'm going to keep it really simple. So the first thing we talked about is your mindset. The second thing we talked about is about opportunities, cold opportunities and warm opportunities to differentiate yourself. Heather's going to share with you some other ways you can differentiate yourself in a few minutes. Now you need to get out of your comfort zone. That's where the magic happens. So I'm a big believer in content, content, content. Now on the screen, you see nothing that has to do with real estate. These are two videos that I produced in my marketplace. I live in Wheaton, Illinois, home of the Belushi brothers and Red Grange, and we're about 30 miles west of the city. And so this guy was opening up a sports bar, and I knew it was going to be a big hit. So I interviewed Eric, and literally we got 15,000 organic views. Now, again, I didn't open up the video saying, hey, Michael Lafido, I'm your local realtor. Keep me in mind if you got to buy or sell. No. Hey, guys, Michael Lafido. I just had my logo, which is that lion. And then at the end, when the video was done, my outro played with my contact info and that kind of stuff. The guy on the right was putting together a flag, 2,000 American flags the week of the 4th of July. Thought it was cool. It's at a public park. I interviewed him. Now, every month in the town I live in, every homeowner gets a mailer. It's these ones right here. You've seen them before. In this case, it's called Money Mailer. You know, maybe you get the coupons in the mail for the dry cleaner, the pizza joint. I'm the only real estate agent that advertises in this. I negotiated that, but I do a tip of the month. Could be a tip for a buyer, could be a tip for a seller, could be a market update, could be a new restaurant opening up. And then, of course, the backside is just, you know, hey, just listed, just sold. How about this one here? It says, even if you're curious to see what your home is worth, I'll run the numbers, no pressure, no obligations. Now, I got 2 slides left before I hand it over to Heather. Heather said, man, we got to bring the value today. And if you got anything that you want to share with people, I got something that I'm going to share with each of you. If you are interested, you can go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble, pay $30 plus shipping and handling for my book. That's a bestseller. Or I'm going to give it to you absolutely free. You just pay the shipping and handling. You just scan there, or you go to freeluxurybook.com. freeluxurybook.com. I'll give everybody our best-selling book. The foreword was written by Glenn Stearns. We have over 13 brokerages represented. There's 118 tips for home buyers in this book and 212 tips for home sellers. I'm going to give you my contact information. There it is. You can find out more information about me by scanning that. My name is Michael Lafido. If you want more information on our designation, you can go to Luxury Listing Specialist. It is literally 2:29 Eastern, 1:29 Central. I told her 30 minutes, give me 30 minutes, and you're going to take home the second half, but I'm going to stick around because I saw Heather's presentation. I've sat through her presentation. I had her on my podcast. Guys, what I just talked about, like she's going to just take to another level as far as how you can leverage what you've built, how you can bring some revenue in, as well as how you can increase your conversion by differentiating yourself in a competitive market. So again, my name is Michael Lafido. I'm going to be sticking around watching Heather's presentation. But Heather, any questions from anybody?
Any questions for us? All right. Any questions for Michael? Let me check the chat button here real quick, Michael. Just thank you. There are a lot of thank yous. You're welcome. Send a free copy. Awesome. Awesome. Great.
Well, hey, I try to bring the energy, and guys, listen, the life, you're going to, your environment, the last thing I'll tell you is your environment, protect it. Protect your environment. If you go to the office and you got negative Nancy and negative Nick there, and they're always complaining about the market, your broker, they're toxic. Stay away from them. So with that, Heather, it's all yours.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael. So one of the things I love to talk about is how do you bring unbeatable value to the buyer and to the seller? And one of the things that Michael touched on is you got to have the mindset, right? You got to have the mindset, knowledge, and confidence. When you break into that luxury, I see it time and time. I've coached hundreds of agents over the years. The second they have confidence, their business takes off, right? And it's all on who you surround yourself. My favorite quote is your network is a direct reflection of your net worth, right? It not doesn't mean you have to have that luxury home, but does your network or the people you're surrounding with yourself with have that elevated mindset? Because that is what's going to take your business to the next level. So, just to introduce myself, my name is Heather Caine. I've been in the real estate industry for 22 years. I've been a real estate broker for 15 years. I own my own real estate team. I've done 2.2 billion in sales. I also have a staging company and an interior design company, and I'm a creator of Style to Design, which is a national staging platform that has won a lot of awards in the real estate marketplace. One of the awards is I recently won the pitch battle contest with Damon John from Shark Tank on how we're revolutionizing the real estate industry by design. We've also won, we were in the top 10 technologies for the National Association of Realtors as well. So I'm really passionate about teaching and training the agents how to build staging and design into their business to help them win more opportunities. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So, interesting fact. And every one of you should have this memorized. I could cover this right now and tell you staging and design is proven to be the only tangible asset a real estate agent can contribute to a transaction to increase ROI. So Michael talked about ROI, return on investment. Did you know a staged home sells 6 to 11% more than its marketed competition? That is crazy, right? And it's so fascinating because so many agents don't do it. And these are things that should be in every listing presentation, buyer presentation. 81% of buyers have zero vision. You all know it. They walk in the house, they can't see past it. So if you're selling an original property or you're going into an ultra luxury home, and I have a lot of them here in Naples, Florida, that are Tuscan and old, right? They're over 35 years old and they haven't been touched. Well, if I were to list that home the way it looks right now, I'm only appealing to 19% of buyers. And we wonder why our average days on market are through the roof, right? So if you were to be able to cast the vision and show the full potential of those properties, don't you want to be able to captivate 100% of the audience versus 19%? And those are, I'm going to show you some techniques today in which we teach and train you to do them. There's also proven that for every dollar you invest in staging, you get $15 in return. I mean, where do you find that ROI, right? So this is a crazy statistic. So last year, 55% of the homes sold were over 30 years old. 55%. 2.23 million homes in the US were sold that were over 30 years. So how many of those do you think have been updated? Probably not the majority, right? So there's an opportunity for people that can help create vision for these properties. And if you want to differentiate yourself in the market, this right here, what I'm going to show you today, is a fantastic way to do it. But okay,
Heather,
yeah.
real quick, you said how many of those homes you think was updated? Well, again, our version of updated and theirs are two different things. Oh yeah, I got a new kitchen in 2001, right?
Yeah.
So like they think that's updated. So you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I like to say styles come and go about every 10 years. So even a home built in 2010, 15 years old, to today's buyers, you know, that's dated, correct?
Yeah. So really statistically, if you renovate your home, really those updates are relevant for anywhere from 1 to 5 years. After 5 years, they start to become outdated. So like for me personally, I buy and sell properties all the time. If I'm going to live in a property, I only live in it for 2 years because I want to make sure that when I sell it, all those updates are still relevant because the clock is ticking if I live in the house longer, if I renovated it.
Yeah, good point. So even though those 55% are 30 years old, chances are they haven't done any updating in the last 5 to 10 years. So again, just hammering home the importance even more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. So the question is, why do agents not offer staging and design? You know, and I believe a lot of it is they're not confident in the conversation, right? They don't know how to clearly articulate to a seller without offending the seller that the property needs to. So Michael, let's role play for a minute. Do you mind?
Please.
Hey, Michael, when selling your home, would you say maximizing profit and shortened days in market is one of the number one things you want to accomplish?
Yeah, I like to get top dollar, and I don't want to sit forever. It's a lot I got 2 dogs, the hair's all over the place. It's going to be very stressful to allow showings. And so let's get it sold and top dollar and quickly.
Yeah. So I get it. I mean, there's a difference between living in a home and selling a home, right? And so
Yes.
right now you've got the pets in the house, it's hard to get that property sold. Well, my job is to invest in your investment. My job is to create a beautiful canvas in your home that all buyers are going to love. And one of the best ways of doing that is through staging and design. I'm not sure you're aware of this, but staged homes can sell anywhere from 6 to 11% more than its marketed competition. Is that something you want to accomplish?
Yeah, I'd love that.
Okay, great. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to walk you through some techniques of what we're going to do to get your property to maximize your ROI and shorten those days on market, right? So those are how you start having the conversations of why you're going to offer staging and design. It's very important for you to say there's a difference between living in a house and selling a house. And I always put it back on myself. Listen, if I listed my home right now, I'm going to have to do a lot of things to reposition the property to make sure that I'm going to maximize profit, right? So you have to make it very clear to them. You can't just list your house overnight and expect to get those ROI. So time and money are the 2 reasons why most real estate agents don't offer staging in their business. So what I want to show you today is there is 3 types of staging. There's virtual staging, which I always say is kind of like cyberspace 3D module furniture. One of the new statistics is it's virtual staging is the #1 AI tool that real estate agents use right now. Did y'all know that?
Hmm.
Guess what? The new statistic also showed, because I was just at the AI conference, that virtual staging is the #1 tool that buyers hate.
Wow.
So why do you think buyers hate virtual staging?
Looks fake. There's a letdown effect when they go there. It looks worse in person. It's like a dating app, you know. He looks tall, dark, and handsome, and you meet him, and he's overweight, short, and bald.
Yeah, so they feel it's a bait and switch, right? They see this beautiful concept, but there's no way to turn it to reality, right? It's cyberspace 3D stuff that doesn't really physically exist unless it's in the internet world, right? And then there's reality staging, and that's one of the things we're going to talk about today. And then there's physical staging. Physical staging is always going to be the #1 thing that you have. And believe me, I have a physical staging company, so I know it. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Listings are your resume. What you put out is what you get back. So if you want to increase your average sales price, what do you have to do? You have to build a beautiful resume. So if physical staging doesn't make sense, so physical staging, if they're unrealistic on the sales price, you might not physically stage it. If you walk into the home and there's not pride in home ownership, you might not stage it. If there's pets, a lot of dog hair, you might not stage it. And if there's kids that are jumping on the couch with lollipops in their mouth, you might not stage it, right?
I mean,
So
I work with one of the top stagers in Chicagoland. She won't stage a home if there's pets in the house. She doesn't want like and so she's very protective of her furniture, right? So if they have kids, there's pets, she won't even stage it, even if she's charging them money. So you also run into that some stagers just won't stage.
yeah, and so, but you would agree with me that that listing is still your portfolio of what you're
Yes,
capable of doing. So you've got to
yes,
make sure that you're captivating 100% of those buyers, not just 19. Because if you
correct.
list a home and you don't stage it, you don't do anything, you are narrowing the available of buyers to that property.
And
So
leaving money on the table.
correct. So one of the things that I did is I went on a mission to figure out how can I advertise and sell every home in the US with design services included. And you guys are probably looking at me like, how in the world could you even do that? Well, I figured it out, and this is what's won all of those contests. So one of the things I laugh is when I go on the internet and I like to say a naked house, right? When I see a home that is vacant, the first thing I think of in my mind is, wow, that's a terrible agent. I'm going to be brutally honest, and that might hit you guys in the dagger right now, but I'm thinking to myself, wow, they were not confident in their conversation to the seller because that is what they want their resume to look like. And that is not going to be a good representation of the product of the home, right? Would you guys agree with me on that?
Yeah.
Now, would you walk into a listing presentation naked? No. So why in the world would you sell a naked house, right? So if you can't physically stage that home, you are going to have to render what it would look like furnished, right? To show that full potential so buyers get this visual, right? So what I did is I created what's called reality staging, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So say you have this vacant room, you select from design boards. We have over 1,000 interior design boards where all of that product is click to purchase. So virtual staging, cyberspace 3D module furniture you can't buy, right? Reality staging, real furniture simulated into the listing image so buyers can actually purchase the product and turn it to reality in the home. This has changed the conversation with buyers, and instead of them feeling frustrated, then they get excited because now they don't have to hire an interior designer to go ahead and help them with their home. So it has been a game changer. We have hundreds of agents all across the country that are utilizing this technology that are not only increasing their average sales price, they're shorting days on market. Okay. So reality staging, the reason why the National Association of Realtors says we can now say the home is sold with design services included is because everything we simulate with has a click to purchase solution. Even the flooring, the paint, the light fixture, all product is sourced click to purchase. Pretty cool, right? So
Wow.
one of the neat things that we did is the National Association of Realtors is partnered with a company called Chirpiest. You might be getting notified. They send blasts out all the time. It's free for you guys. But Chirpiest is a company that creates affiliate links for you as agents. I'm going to show you how it works. But we actually partnered with Chirpiest. So all of the product that we're sourced in those 1,000 design boards are actually Chirpiest links, which means every single thing that someone clicks and purchases is an affiliate link, which means we are helping agents earn up to 30% cash back on all of the product that are in our design boards. So let me give you an example. You have a listing, it's naked, right? You put it in MLS, you got the before, you got the after. The after, everything in there is sourced to click to purchase, right? If you promote that on social media, you give that to the buyer, you have it at the open house, and anyone purchases any product in your listing, we like to say we make our listing shoppable. Anyone clicks that, you earn up to 30% cash back as an agent. Is that not cool or what? Right?
Oh, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. So what we've done is we make listings shoppable so that way the agents can sell homes with design services included. So you'll see here, this was a client of ours. He wanted a kind of a rustic look. And we said, no problem. So every single thing that you see in here is sourced and takes you directly. And Wayfair is one of our affiliates that the agents earn cash back on. Okay. How fun is that, right? So what I'm passionate about, and this is what Michael and I talked about, is I have a really big secret for you guys, and really listen to me right now. I have a confession. One, I am not an interior designer. Never have, never will be. Do I own an interior design company? Yes. Have I been doing interior design for over 20 years? Yes. So here's a secret. Every single real estate agent can have a separate LLC that is a design LLC. That design LLC can have trade agreements with lighting companies, flooring companies, tile companies, contractors. And when you have an interior design LLC and you go to those individuals, guess what? They're willing to pay anywhere to 10 to 25% of profit of jobs or give that to you in a discount. Did you know that?
Wow.
So, Michael, I'm going to role play with you real quick.
Yes, please.
You're a contractor and I'm the agent. Hey, Michael, thank you so much for doing such great work for my clients over the years.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate the business.
Yeah. So, hey, Michael, I'm so excited because I'm actually going to launch staging and design into my real estate business because I really want to bring more value to my customers. And by doing that, I immediately thought of you.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Michael, because I'm going to be promoting this to my database really consistently through newsletters, marketing, postcards, you name it, I'm probably going to be giving you a lot more referrals. Is that something you would like?
Yeah, I could use it. My kids are getting older, and man, they eat. Every bill's $100, which is two of us.
I feel you. I'm in the same position. So one of the things I'm going to give you an example. When one of my real estate associates refers me business, I actually pay them a 25% referral fee because it doesn't cost me any marketing dollars to get that referral. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So I'd like to do the same thing with you. It costs you no money, but I'd like to launch a trade agreement with you. That trade agreement is I will earn 25% of the profit, but only if you secure a client that I refer to you. Doesn't cost you any money outside of, there's no monthly fee or anything like that. Just a trade agreement so that I would receive 25% of the profit on any referral I give to you. Is that something that you'd be interested in doing?
Yeah, I think if I knew it was them, ahead of time that you were referring, that yeah, I would do that.
Awesome. So those are the conversations that we have with tradespeople. Now, I will say lighting companies, like I actually was at my lighting company yesterday. I get 25% off all lighting, right? So those are things that I can either build that into my value proposition as a luxury agent and pass that discount on to my customers, or it's just a vendor partner that I can add that I can earn profit off of, right? So those
Mhm.
are what are called trade agreements. So one of the beautiful things I talked about furniture, right? Reality staging. So let's talk about reality renovation. Now, this is not a luxury house, but you'll see here, this is a before, right? If I listed that home on the internet just like that, do you think I'm going to get it sold?
Wow, that's pretty unique. I've seen some unique kitchen cabinets, but I've never seen painted cabinet doors with different colors in the background. That's a first.
Yeah. So what our team does is our agents get to select from hundreds of renovation selections. They can choose cost effective, mid, or luxury. We take that interior design board and we simulate that design board into the listing image. So now the buyer sees the full potential of the property, right? Now the agent can advertise the home as being sold with design services included. This house right here had been listed for years. We did our magic and it went under contract in 30 days.
Wow.
Okay. So this is just one example. So we have mid, we have cost effective mid, and we have luxury. Now, let me ask you this question, Michael. When I show the before and then I show the after, what do you think are the two questions that buyers ask?
Uh, I guess the before and after. Yeah. How do
How
I?
much
Yeah. How
and
much?
who
How do
can
I
do
make
the
that
work?
work? And yeah.
Yeah. So how much and who can do the work? That is where I'm teeing up my three contractors that I have trade agreements with that I earn 25% of the revenue. So I'm representing the seller. My job is to maximize profit, shorten days on market, cast the vision. So I'm doing that through reality renovation. Then I refer that buyer that's not my client, my three contractors, I have trade agreements, and now I'm also earning revenue off the buyer.
Hmm.
Mic drop, right? So this
Mm-hmm.
is what we call mailbox money, right? It's so wonderful just to get the checks in the mail from our trade agreements. We do a lot. We have pressure washer, painters, you name it, we have trade agreements. Now, when you look at your database and you're marketing to your database consistently through newsletters, whatever it is that you're doing, remember your database is not going to buy every year, but your database is going to need resources for their home. And you want to be the resource for them to be able to provide all the solutions they need. It keeps you very sticky to the customer, and it's also a revenue generating opportunity. So this is an example of trade agreements. This is something that we have through our coaching and training. We teach people how to put together these trade agreements to have those conversations with contractors. I'm going to show you. So before I jump to the next slide, so now that we've established the value proposition of staging and design, one of the biggest mistakes that agents make is they roll it into the transaction. They say, oh, we'll go ahead and include staging and design, or hey, you know what, we're going to go ahead and have the seller pay for it. But what I'm going to show you right now is a gentleman that owns a real estate team that he actually built it into his menu of services and his tiered commission approach. And then I'm going to explain it to you, but I want you to, he was hesitant to do it, but I'm going to have you watch what he said. Hold on one second. Let's start from the beginning.
We had already sort of built a menu of services, if you will. We had been hearing that from Gary, of course, in the top 100 and those masterminds for quite some time. And I will say that for years, I don't want to say I was apprehensive or skeptical about a menu of services. And yet at the same time, we had just been doing things the same old way for so long, right? So I was like, okay. Well, when Style to Design came out, this was just really kind of the jumping off point for us to really go full steam ahead, because by that point, we had now had separate packages, if you will. So we really included style design into what we call our exposure package. And frankly, it just took off. And this year alone, I think we are on track for something like $100,000 in additional GCI.
Oh, sorry. So,
We had already
sorry, I cut
built
that short.
menu of services.
But basically and this was mid-year, so he said he did about 100,000 additional GCI.
An additional GCI from that particular package.
Okay, so I'm going to explain to you this. So he's not offering physical staging at all. He actually has not increased his number of transactions. It's been a slow year for him, but this year projected, because that was mid-year, he's at 200,000 in additional GCI. So the only way to do that is what? Increase your commission percentage, right, off each transaction. So this is what I'm going to show you we do. So what we do is we teach through our courses how to build out your menu of services. So this is a buyer menu. You break it down to the nitty gritty of everything that you're going to do in that transaction. So you have a listing, you have a buy, you break it all out. So in order to really catapult your business, you need to have a baseline, right? In order to be able to increase your commission percentage, you've got to have a standard in order to have an increase, right? So basically this is the standard, right? So when he did his listings, he said the accelerator, he said accelerator? I can't remember. So
Yeah, sounds about right.
yeah, tier 1 is the baseline. That includes everything you see in that menu of services. Tier 2 includes everything you see, but includes some reality staging and reality renovation. So let me ask you this, Michael. If you were a seller that expired on the internet and your home didn't get sold and it was original, and I said to you, when selling your home, do you want to appeal to 100% of buyers or 19% of buyers? What are you going to say?
100.
And do you want to advertise your home being sold with design services included so we can broaden the range of buyers that are going to be visible to your property?
Yeah, I think that, yeah, why not?
Okay, so they're automatically going to choose tier 2, right? Are they going to choose tier 1? No, they're not. So that's going to include those reality renovations and that reality staging. And then tier 3, sometimes we offer physical staging in tier 3. And then tier 3, sometimes maybe we need to do more. Maybe instead of one reality renovation, we need to reality renovate the kitchen and the main bathroom. So we just increase that tier based off of that. So this is how agents have catapulted their commission percentage. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Can you repeat what you said when you started with the baseline, the standard, and you said, do you want to sell your home? Do you want to appeal to only 11% of the buyers or 100% of the buyers? Do you want to appeal to that? I kind of missed your upgrade to each one of the menus of services. Like, what, can you say that again?
Yeah, so tier 1 includes everything that you built right here, right? So this is going to be where you break it down for them in your menu of services, right? And I teach an entire course on that, and I provide a template for this to modify to your brand if that's something you want. So we teach you how to build that. So you have to build your baseline, which is tier 1. But when you're talking to an expired or anyone that has an original property, the question you ask them is, Miss, Julie, now that we know, your property hasn't sold and, some of your furnishings and your kitchens and baths are original, we want to make sure we have your house appeal to 100% of buyers. So we know 81% of people don't have vision. So we need to make sure we broaden your range. So if we list your home the way it is right now, we're only appealing to 19% of the buyers on the market. And our goal is to appeal to 100% of them, which is why we want to sell your home with design services included. All right. And that will be what we do at tier 2. Okay. Now, if we want to reality renovate your kitchen and your bathroom and maybe some additional rooms or offer some physical staging, that will be our tier 3.
Okay.
Okay.
And again, correct me if I'm wrong, Heather, but when you're also explaining tier 2, obviously there's time involved for you guys to do this. So they realize that, this is not just a benefit to the consumer, but there's more time and that you have involved. So that's part of the reason you're charging more.
Yeah. So just to kind of give you an example, cost for renderings, if we reality stage a home, which means we take the design board and we simulate it, it's $45. Very cost effective. If we reality renovate a property and do a full renovation of a kitchen and bath, it's $99. Still very cost effective, but it's a great way that you increase your sales price and bring value and win the opportunity, right?
Mhm.
All right. So that is how we teach and train through our courses on that. So we have a lot of different courses we offer. We offer courses on design, styles. If you really want to know the nitty gritty, we also offer a lot of staging and design 101, like how to boost ROI. And then I also teach a staging and design certification course. I actually did a little trial one with some of Michael's members yesterday. And here's some of the feedback. Very informative and encouraging. Fantastic class. Thank you for the tips. I've dreamed of launching my business this way. Congratulations to you, Heather. I thought it was really great, and I love that it taught me more than just staging and design. It was overall really helpful, and I learned a lot of new things to help my business. So you can see I'm really passionate about, yes, the staging and design, but I'm really passionate how you take staging and design, how you build out revenue streams, and you win listing opportunities and buyer opportunities to increase your average sales price and shorten days on market. So the reason Michael and I came together is we're all about bringing value to the agent. Our goal is to keep the agents at the heart of the transaction and to really catapult their businesses to that next level. So we teach these courses so that way we can help you achieve those things. So we have two different things here. If you would like more information, if you'd like to take the certification course, that is kind of a QR code on the left. Or if you would like to know more information about reality staging or just about us and who we are, you can do the QR code to the right. It's just going to take you to a Google form where you can learn more information. And Michael, I did it with 2 minutes to spare.
Hey, you crushed it. I crushed it. Some great information. I was taking notes. Well, there's got to be some questions for you, maybe some questions for me. Open it up and see if anybody has questions about style, the or just in real estate luxury in general. You put the link to the courses there. Thank you. In the chat feature, I put the link to our Lux designation there as well. Again, great information. I mean, I was taking notes just from your presentation.
Yours too, Michael. Awesome. So Dell asked if the links are clickable in MLS. No, and most MLSs will not allow that. So they're actually in a design board. We give those design boards to you. We put them in a Google Drive and we share them with your images when you receive them. And we recommend putting the buyer's agent, if you're doing it on a listing, into that Google Drive so they have access to those design boards with all of the clickable links.
All right, so talk me through that, Heather. I'm a buyer, come through one of your listings. How do you let me, as the buyer's agent, that, hey, guys, all these photos, everything, if your clients are interested in any of the furniture, any of the, from the mirrors to the area rug, we made it really easy where they could purchase those. These are actual furniture items that we showed in the digital staging. How does that discussion go?
Yeah, so really we can forward them a link, and that link will go into the shopping cart through Chirpiest where all of the product is sourced. So they'll see the design board with all of the products, and if they shop any of those products, then the agent does receive back. The price is not increased for the agent to get cash back. It doesn't even say in there that the agents are getting the affiliate revenue. It just creates a shopping cart for the actual property. So what we recommend is if you have the listing, and I always share the design boards with someone once we're past contingency and past inspection, because you don't want to just like give it out to everybody, right? Because you want to make it special for that property. I share that Google Drive with all of the images and the design boards that have all of the product sourced and the links so that they can purchase the product. So we recommend adding them to the Google Drive that we share with you.
Okay, so let's just say, do you have any of your agents that perhaps do it this way? Let's just say you were the buyer's agent, I was the listing agent, and just say, hey, listen, we've had a lot of people talk about how they love the digital staging. As you know, there's good digital staging, bad digital staging. We actually have sourced this furniture. So if your client has any interest in any of the furniture, here's a link. In other words, even if they don't make an offer, offering it to other agents because it could be additional revenue and additional value to other buyers, even if they buy another home?
It can. It's really whatever you want it to be. You know, for me, I have some agents that promote it on social media. Hey, my listing's shoppable. Here's the links. I have some agents that decide to wait until past contingency. What I like to do is not offer the actual product until we're past contingency and inspection, but I promote my ones that are sold. We made this listing shoppable. Here's the property, the before
Okay,
transformations with the links to purchase.
I gotcha.
So,
Okay,
so that's what we do, and that's what I kind of recommend, because you want some exclusivity to the buyer that's purchasing that property.
nice. Michelle has a very good question. We've all had those listings, Michelle. She goes, she has a home with 2 small children. It looks like a daycare, not kidding. My photos are angled, but it still looks like a childcare. Can this be done with photos that are that have the home already furnished?
Absolutely, we can do basically anything. We can remove anything that's in the property. We also, if it's even at construction, we don't even have sheetrock. We can have the sheetrock. We can work off floor plans. So we can do a lot. We have a full design staff on site that can take care of all of that for you.
Are there,
All right.
I have a quick question. I'm losing battery. I might just drop off, but what verbiage do you put in the MLS description when
Yeah,
the listing design services are included?
Yeah, so reality stage, some MLS boards might make you put parentheses virtual and then sold with design services included.
Thank you.
Welcome. Anybody else have questions?
I have a question
Sure.
regarding the tiered commissions. Do you have a typical flat, like we start at 3, 3.5, 4, or how do you generally do that when you're adding design services and staging?
Yeah, so I'm not allowed to speak on commission percentages.
Oh,
That's a
Can we
big
say
no.
bananas? 3
Yeah,
bananas,
right?
4 bananas, 5 bananas?
Yeah, so I take whatever the average is for that neighborhood. So when I'm pulling my comp report, I'll look at the average commission, and that will be where we start. And then we usually some increase by a half, some increase by 1 point. It just depends on 1%. So it just depends on what you feel comfortable with. And I can't really share what I do because I don't, how the industry is on that kind of stuff.
So that is still published in your MLS, like what, because ours, that's gone. It's been.
No, we're not publishing what any commission percentage in MLS.
No, but you said you start with where the neighborhood is. We don't know what it is anymore.
Correct. Yeah, you're right. We don't know where it is, but we have enough data to know what it was. So in my area, like I know what it is, because I know my ultra luxury are usually around 2%, my mid luxury are 2.5%, and then my non luxury are usually 3%. So we usually base that on that in our market.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
but I'm not saying that's definite. I'm just saying that those are numbers.
Right.
World.
Yeah, I just wondered because I figured, your base is your base. It is whatever your competition, and you're already, I'm going into this listing presentation. I'm getting this listing and I'm going to get it for what everyone else is charging who has, whether they have 1 minute or, 100 years of experience. I'm going to get it at that base. But now that I'm offering the extra services, it's going up from there. It's not starting at the top and coming down.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, these are all great questions. Thank you guys so much for taking time with us today. We hope to see you on future trainings. I know Michael and I are going to be collaborating a lot here in the near future. So hopefully we'll keep you abreast of what's going on.
Hey, Heather, this was amazing. I do feel like there's one question here that perhaps others would benefit from. So Michelle says, so there's a design team that will stage the home and add the links, or do we design ourselves?
No, we actually have over 1,000 different interior design boards already created for you that are actually broken down into style and price point. So you can choose luxury and you can choose mid-century, boho, coastal, transitional, traditional. We have it all broken down for you into our platform. So
somebody chooses mid-level and a certain style, click, 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 and then boom, it pops in, or am I going to pick shades and the lamp and the area?
No, we have it already curated for you. It's very, very simple. It's literally just a few clicks of a button. You can choose, and even if you say, hey, I don't want to choose, all you have to do is email our team and we'll choose for you. So
that's awesome.
Question
What's
is
the
about
average
link.
time? What's the average
The-
turnaround time from the, today's
40
Friday afternoon, 3:06 Eastern. Say somebody points, clicks, boom, boom, boom. What's the average turnaround time where they'll get that board back? And that image will be an image they can use in the MLS in their marketing as well, correct? It's high
Correct.
quality, it's high definition.
Yep, it's MLS formatted. Stages are 48 hours. Renovations are 72.
Business hours or Friday till Monday or business
Business
days?
hours. Business hours.
Okay.
One more question about the pricing. So it's 49 per property, or is it a subscription, 99 for the reality stage? Can you go over the pricing?
We have multiple different opportunities for you. So if you want us to deep dive into it, because it depends on what you're needing. We have one-time fees. We have a few different options. Go ahead and scan the QR code on the right and give us your information, and we'll reach out directly to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? I do have to run, so I appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much for spending time with us today, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon.
Great
Thank you,
job,
Heather.
everybody. Take care.
Thank you,
Michael.
everybody.